you know, we're not supposed to really wire it without the windows in to code, so we're at least a few weeks out. Those really should be ordered today. Get a price on the Harvey Slimlines and the Paradigms. I look at developing spec homes almost like a high stakes poker game. You're putting a lot at risk. You got to be focused, and when I'm developing them, I want the process to be seamless. The faster I can get them to market, the more profitable it is. Or if there's a big shift in the market and I have to sell them at a discount, I'd rather have my capital tied up for 4, 5, 6 months max rather than a year plus. So if I can flip 2 spec houses with the same money in 12 months, I can be more flexible with my pricing and adapt to market conditions. I think when they're ready for market, pricing them is very important as well. I don't want them to sit on the market at all. I want to put them out at a price point where the buyers are essentially forced to buy them because it's the best deal on the market. So if I can't buy a lot and develop it, pay an agent, make an acceptable profit, all while providing the absolute best value, I just don't do the project. It's not a consideration to begin with. So that's kind of my strategy. And I've been doing spec houses for, I think since 2004 or 5, I started doing them with my dad. And I've been doing them on and off ever since. But the last few years, Steve, Whitney, and I think we've done close to 20, and we've done really, really well with them. So I'll show you a couple here after we get a coffee.
Best bagels.
It's interesting that there's 3 bagel shops in Augusta, and I like all of them very much, but I think this one is by far the best. Can I get 2 Kennebecks with Taylor ham on jalapeno cheddar and 2 coffees? Jamaica me crazy. Keeps me going all day. So what I like about this house, it's got the 2-car attached garage, very energy efficient. You can see the insulation on the outside of the studs has an R5 and creates a full thermal break. And what I really like is this first floor. Even though this house is not really big, it's about 1,760 square feet plus the garage. This living area is wide open, so you get a larger open living area than some really big houses have. So, and this patio is really nice. We've made them a little bit bigger each time. This model is called the Harrison. So it all started in Gardner. It was kind of an accident. We bought a flip house on Harrison Ave, and it was similar layout to this, and we really liked it. So we had our drafts person draw it up and clean it up, and we built several of these, and they're very popular. So what I do is make sure the projects are progressing seamlessly, because when they're unstabilized, incomplete, I just see risk. And when they're finished, I see value and income and profitability. So just making sure everything's moving ahead as it should. And luckily, with our exteriors division at James and Whitney, we have a great GM, and he has great managers that work with him, great people, so it doesn't require as much attention. So my focus has been on the development side, spec houses, self-storage, a few flips. I don't really like to flip, I like to buy and hold, but sometimes we'll flip properties. We're gonna look at at a flip maybe about a half hour. We'll check out the progress of one of the flips we're doing. So I was in the storage business 12, 13 years ago. A small facility with 2 locations, ABC self-storage. Sold it, made what at the time was a nice profit. And then I just spoke with a broker that sold ABC self-storage and Chelsea store it for $4.5 million. So I think we sold for $685,000 somewhere around 2007-8. I don't have the exact data, but so I had been in the business. I knew the business. It's generally an unmanned business, no water, no sewer. And coming from a construction background and knowing earth moving and foundations and having done all that work myself, it's very easy for me to, print them out. I can just kind of find a lot, have a great engineer, get the permits and print them out. But this was what I would call a caveman run facility when I purchased it. And these are 2 old chicken barns in the center. I had to put new roofs, repaint them, do a lot of upgrades. I converted this G building into a climate building. We can take a look in there. But I like to come by. This is a well house. There was a well on the property, so I did a heated well. All these steel buildings are new drive-up value-add buildings that we permitted. And one unique thing about this property is this zoning does not allow storage, but because there was a grandfathered storage facility here, even though it was small, I was able to expand. So the barrier to entry for any competitors is, you just can't have storage here. We use this tractor with a snow blower for the snow removal. But do you want to check out the climate area? I said this doubles as my snow removal weapon, but it was also a very nice tax deduction for 2023. I don't like shared space. I don't like seasonal buildings. So we compartmentalize this into 26 units. There's a large commercial unit on the back, a medium commercial, a small commercial. So there's actually 27 units. And then these 24 5x12s. Did the LED lights. We use heat pumps for the heating and cooling. Backup electric heat if it gets real cold. We did what we could, and the income for the seasonal boats and cars versus compartmentalizing these into smaller climate units was a huge value add, definitely. There should be a sign here, but we use these rings as just another tool for the manager to be called if somebody's having a problem, can't get their lock open, whatever it may be. So the reason I'm showing you this, it doesn't seem like we're gonna need this. So through our network, the question is there somebody that could use this awesome space for a small business coupled with a storage unit? Or maybe we just set up an office here, I don't know. Yeah. So this is definitely not my favorite facility, but I always follow the numbers and it's gonna do very well. So basically we bought this old chicken barn and we're fixing up the exterior, and we've got the small pad in. This is one of the buildings that's coming on February 19th. Then over here, there's 2 pretty large drive-up buildings. Well, we had this big chicken barn. This was another property that is in a non-conforming zone, but it was grandfathered as self-storage. And this chicken barn, we've had to do a lot of work to it. and it kind of came with, as part of the package, I had to make the best of it. It's not really what I look for, but this market is very strong for storage, and I wanted the drive up. So what we did was we worked with a couple of vendors. One is Janus International, and we purchased these relocatable 10 by 30s, there's 6 of them. And we also have a company we work with, Tracti. We have 12 more relocatables, which will fill the rest of this space. This section is about 200 feet long. The front section is 50 feet. So these are all 5 by 5 and 5 by 10 units that are in here. So I noticed this, the hardware on this door is compromised. So this is the kind of thing I look for when I'm making my rounds. If you can wrap your arms around it. Have to send one of my carpenters over here to get that in good order.
Where are we headed next?
25 McLaughlin Circle. It's a flip property. We bought this lot that was improved with a septic system, a well. There was no power at the property at the time that we purchased it, which turned out to be a little bit of a challenge. There was ledge where we needed to set the pole. Luckily, Scott from Coots Brothers sent a crew over, drilled the ledge. We set this pole that you see right here on the corner, got the property energized with CMP. Our drywall contractor, Aaron Latre, is here now. And there was also a foundation. So what was unique about this flip is we had to design the dwelling around the existing foundation that was already here. That's pretty unusual that you would buy a lot improved with a foundation. There were no plans, so this is what we came up with. I think we bought it probably 7 weeks ago, if I had to guess. Foundation, well, septic. This is the garage. Got some electric heat going, which is really good for drying the drywall when you're finishing it. This is gonna be kind of a hobby room with like some extra storage. Everyone wants storage. The storage under the stairs here. And then let's check out the upstairs. So this is the kitchen, living area. I love high ceilings, so Steve Whitney and I had this designed with a stick-framed roof system. There's extra rigid insulation on the underside of the rafters, so there's a full thermal break. You got this nice deck out here. It almost feels like you're in the treetops because of the elevation of the property, or a tree house. A small laundry room, a full common bath, and then this is the master, or the owner's unit, which has its own full bath. We did the best we could to create an attractive floor plan. Thank you. There'll be a spiral staircase right here that goes up to the loft. So just a little shop. You can see we have our metal breaks, tons of skylights probably waiting to go out. You've got all those windows probably waiting to go on a job. Yeah, kind of a staging things for customers. You can see these window trims, and looks like there's some custom doors that were built here. So stuff ready to go out to clients' homes and be installed. But we've got heat in here, and it's a good little building. Lots of natural light, which makes it nice to work. I just need to pick up some paperwork and do a quick stop at the James and Whitney headquarters. There's always value you can add when you visit your team, drop by the office, pretty much a guarantee. If you put your eyes on things and pay attention, there's some type of value you can add to your company, to your team. So yeah, that's what happened. It was quick but very productive. So this is Layton Road, Augusta. We're doing another, we have a permitted 40,000 square foot self-storage facility, and we picked up this house with the acreage recently. So we're just in the process of, we put a new roof on it. It needs windows, they're here, siding, and we've been doing a lot of tree clearing, chipping, logging, firewood. So we're getting ready to bring in some big iron, some large machines, and start leveling the site. And it's a difficult site to work because it's sloped, there's a lot of ledge. We're gonna have to have somebody come in and blast, but just picking away at it, hoping to be renting for fall of 2024 this year. So let's go out and take a look. How's it going? You're saving those pines, huh?
No.
You can see we're making these chips to use for erosion control, cutting as many pine logs as we can, separating out the hardwood for firewood. So this is the principal area that will be self-storage. So you can see it's a pretty big hillside, so we got to blast and excavate this. That's why we're bringing in a very, very large 100,000 pound excavator. Start clearing these trees, moving the boulders.
Level this whole thing?
Level this whole thing.
Wow.
Big job, very big job. We start now, we'll be lucky to have it ready by July. That's the target, that's when the concrete people are scheduled. August, the steel is coming, so there's no turning back. This is 155 and 157 Water Street, the Boynton's building. It's 4 residential units. Storefront. Hey guys, good morning. If you run the boards the other way, it'll be rigid enough. Good job. Just make sure you take out all the debris if you don't mind. Whatever he needs you to do, just keep busy, and I'll take care of you. There's access to the basement there, and there's access to the basement there, but it's all connected.
Okay.
Anything else? Everything's wide open. There's an apartment above us with the stairwell's right on the street. Then there's 3 more. The stairwell's on the street. See the stairs?
Oh, yeah.
The panel did get flooded downstairs, but everything's worked fine. So just check it all out.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Call me if you need anything. Thank you. See ya. This is getting deleted. When those drywallers leave, it's going to be a milestone on that apartment. I can finish it pretty quickly at that point. This site is in a bit of a watershed. It was a little more difficult to develop, but not bad. Also fully stabilized. We have some climate locker units. We can check those out after. I'll just kind of swing through. I love these Class A motorhome sized units, 45 deep, 14-foot doors, 16-foot ceilings. You can really put a lot of things in these. Great units. So this is the climate controlled area. We have these lockers that we rent. They're 5 by 5 by 4. Open one up for you. Great for anything that you don't want to freeze, art, collectibles, anything of value that you want to keep safe, dry, climate controlled. Really nice units. Bring your own lock. So this site has a battery backup. So we put a Generac battery, and there's a bunch of cells in that rack, and the reason is we have an outage, our cameras will stay on, security lights, until the power is restored. Michael's got a little desk here. We're building a control room upstairs. I'll show you this real quick. So walls are unfinished right now, but the plan is having all the cameras, all the TV screens for all the properties on display, office area to work from. You can see the 10 Collins Mills project from here, and you can see this 158 townhouse project. We have a good elevation. You can almost see through the woods, the log cabin and the outbuildings. So the big barn next door, which was purchased to get this land. So let's go check the cabin out. So this land, the land that the storage facility sits on, came with this purchase. And I had some ideas, like this little building could be a cool bunkhouse. The log cabin has a custom shower. I mean, it's kind of cute inside. There's a potting shed out back, which you could have games, like yard games in.
Cool.
And I've restored it. See the Colfer logging old lean-to?
Yep.
I ran power and water up there.
Really?
Yeah, so my vision for that, I don't know if I can drive up there without doing property damage. So if you have a minute, we'll just walk.
Yeah.
You see how there's pea gravel in the bottom of this?
Yeah.
See the power and the water line? There's a sleeve for water. What if these were like picnic tables, smokers, outdoor kitchen, 3-bay sink, just sitting here. So what could we do to make this a really cool property? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So this will be today. We went to the 2 facilities on West River Road, the one at 10 Collins Mills, West Gardner, 158 Townhouse Road, West Gardner. And this is the 3rd facility in West Gardner. This is my favorite, I think, out of the 3. This is 473 Lewiston Road, West Gardner, and it's going to be right up here on our left. I like the proximity to the highway. I like the quality of the design, the way it's laid out. It seems to drain almost perfectly when there's rain. It's a very successful project. I had to buy this house in order to acquire the land needed to do the facility, just like at 158 Townhouse Road. So we restored the farmhouse and built this facility, and it's going really well. So just do a quick drive through, make sure there's no debris, everything's in good order. Not much snow this year, which really keeps the cost down on snow removal, which is one of the substantial expenses in the self-storage business. But yeah, just a really nice facility, clean, secure, lots of good lighting, lots of cameras. Hopefully don't need to use the footage, but if something happens, they're there recording and uploading to the cloud. We built this little gatehouse. Let's head to Saco and check out 1031 Portland Road.
We've been talking about a bunch of different trucks. They land on a 3/4 ton CX that just landed.
Is it white?
It's white and it's only $54,500 plus taxes and title fees.
Is it sitting right out on the front line? It does have nice wheels. But hey, how are you?
Good, you?
Good.
Picking up another one?
I think so. That's the plan. If it's good, I'll keep it. If it's not, I'll pay it off next week. I've done that before.
Okay, so,
I'm just telling you on the front end that
Yeah.
I'm going to delete it if it's not a fair rate.
right.
And I've done that here with 2 of the 3/4 tons. The rate was way too high, so I just paid it off. Like,
And we get charged back on those. Just like
that's why I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like, if they don't want to play nice, I'm not going to pay big interest.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. You're welcome. Bye. Trying to basically buy 1.9 million in solar panels, and there's a REAP grant that I've been approved for, so I'll get $950,000 cash back on the 1.9 million investment, and I get 570,000 tax credit on top of the 950. So now I'm at what, 1.52 million on a 1.9. That's free money back, 1.52 million of my 1.9. So my net cost is 380.
Wow.
Then if I depreciate the 1.9 million in solar panels, I also get the depreciation, which I don't know if I can do an accelerated depreciation through a cost segregation study. I'm not sure, but basically if I make this 1.9 million investment, the net cost is very low, and the amount of energy that I'll produce will cover every property I own, and I'm anticipating a surplus of energy that I could transfer to other properties.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, Eric, congratulations. The government wants to give you $900,000.
Yes, thank you.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is.
We just got to figure out how to spend it now.
Right. 1031 Portland Road, Saco. There'll be a bathroom for customers, mechanical room. This will have automated sliding doors, so when people are carrying things in and out, be nice and convenient. We have 6 drive-up buildings, and there's over 40,000 feet of storage, rentable space on the site. Track D buildings, yes, they did lifetime, and they did the new buildings at Kennebec Storage. So this is a 5x10. One of the smaller units. We do have some 5x5s, and the largest units are the 10x30s on the end, the taller building. We're at 1285 US Route 1. You can see Lizard's Recycling stages some of his containers here. We got a little equipter, some of our equipment. We have a plan to build some flex space, 10 units. We're working on the permitting. We'll have to remove this old farmhouse. It's a beautiful granite foundation under the barn that I'm hoping to salvage, and some other goodies. There's a stream that runs through to our left, and a beautiful stream-fed farm pond right in front of us. So the farm pond will stay, and should be a beautiful campus for small businesses.